you doing? How's everything going?
It's good. Remain positive.
Okay. And then when you think about last week, did you have a win of last week that you would say was a good win?
I guess I would say just the students, just having like a reset, I guess.
Okay.
I take that as a win.
Okay.
That I was gives me an opportunity to reset, the students an opportunity to reset, and everybody gets an opportunity.
Yeah, man. Okay. And it was just a reset at the top of the 9 weeks. Hey, this is what we're gonna do. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like, maybe you didn't study in quarter one. This is a new opportunity to study.
Okay. I got you. Stamp
Maybe
it
I
out.
didn't give enough deductions. So this is
Yeah, I got you. I understand. Okay.
new opportunity to give more deductions.
And then we'll do the quick progress monitoring before we hop into the heavy stuff. Where are you in your grades? How many do you have in Illuminate?
3.
3.
How many are you supposed to have?
3 from
You're
last
supposed
week,
to have 6 for this
and
week.
then 6 by tomorrow. So as long as you have your 3, you're still on track. And then by the next day, can I see them? Listen, I gotta start doing.
Let's see. I put in 3.
Friday, October 25th.
I forgot how you do it. I'm just
Do Illuminate.
No, I think.
Well, at least that's how I thought we
I'll
did.
show you what I did.
Okay.
Look.
As long as I see 3 in there. What?
Ta-da!
Okay. So there are 3 entries, but they just not in there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I gotta just put it.
Okay. Now the grade level chair is gonna be the one that's gonna start checking that on the weekly, but I'm gonna still include it in my weekly O3 with you, because what I ran into last 9 weeks is we were rushing to get those grades in that week for our checkoff. But I think the gap is if I just start making sure you have 3 by the next time we meet, 6 by the next time then we'll be on track where I can just easily check it off.
Okay.
So just make sure you get those in, and then have 6 inputted by the end of the day of Friday, October 25th. Where are you with the lit tracker? It's due today.
I just had to put in my examples.
Okay, so lit tracker columns are complete.
I've just been this is what I've been doing Well, you already seen it where I just shared with y'all the drive. And I just gotta transfer it over.
Okay. Oh, what is today? So I'm keep thinking today.
So I'm being good about scanning them in, but I'm not good about putting them back in the
lit tracker. Okay.
thing.
So I do all of my. I like that it's complete, but I do all of my feedback Wednesday nights. I don't know if you've seen how I do.
Yeah, it don't work because that's how I feel like. If you do it too much, I just be trying to get done.
Just get it in, okay.
Because I'm saying, because I shared this with you, Chelsea, and Miss Kane.
Let me see.
It's just the copies of the lessons.
How are you labeling? So what Carmen does is she just shares that same folder, but on the link that she shares, she put the actual lesson that I can look with. So let's say
like module 2, lesson 18.
So what you can do, if you don't want to individually put them in, just share the same link, but you have to be clear about where I need to look for that day. So, for example,
this module 2, lesson 18.
Put that as that's what I'm saying. Put that by the date.
Weekly, do the week.
Yeah,
so make a folder.
So that's already a folder, right?
Well, this is just one folder, all of module 2 though.
Right, and so when you go to 6th grade,
okay, I'm not gonna make it hard.
No. Well, will it be there by when I check tonight?
Yeah,
because that's
easy to do.
Because I was gonna say here. where it says exemplar, you would put module 2 lesson da 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 da. But it's the same link that you're using, if that makes sense. But you would link
I know
that.
that's what I was doing at first.
Okay.
I'm just saying because I don't be going back and doing it.
Gotcha.
But I was saying it's just easier for me if I just share it.
Okay.
Because it's basically like triple work.
I got you. I understand. I got you.
But it's okay. I mean, you just link it. That's all. I just link it.
Hold on. I got so many tabs open. Okay. So we got the lesson plan submitted. Just need to submit exemplars. Let's hop into observation feedback based on what I saw in the observation from on Monday, and then we're really gonna spend most of our time in that development goal, aligning what I want our priorities to be for the RTIA role. I know. Did you have a chance to look at the feedback that I gave in Grow?
Yeah, I did look at it.
Okay. Now it's in the agenda, but it's small, so you have to zoom in. So were you?
I did look at it, and I
Just read through. Okay. I'll be making sure I put my glows and grows in there now. But the biggest glow for me was like when I came back and I see how you internalized like what you saw me do, and he was like, I know that the kids need this, and so I just saw that live out in your lesson. So that was the biggest one. How you took that lesson, elevated the key stamps, and then went in, and then your small group pull out was great. As you saw, these 3-4 ladies needed the assistance, so you was like, I know I'm gonna pull them, and you saw it in the moment, and you were addressing. So I think that's really, really important. Then for the grow, I said, given this new materials, we need to consider our pacing, how we're gonna align it, so that we meet those two objectives. We're closing the gap for our kids, or bringing them up to where they need to be, but we're also making sure we hit that time. And then I said we need to make sure we prioritize 10 minutes at the end of the lesson for the exit ticket, because moving forward, there are going to be 4 multiple choice questions. Let's see here. And then your action step was around the timestamps. It was just so you would add the timestamps on the maneuver in the middle to make sure that we are meeting those objectives. What questions do you have about the feedback?
I'm more so asking about like the planning aspect of it, because I mean timestamps come directly from the planning. So
Yeah.
Obviously for the planning for the lit track, I did the Eureka stuff, of course, because that's what I already know and have like access, and I do have the ones, but I was more so, and this is where the feedback will come from, because I think my push is like supplementing it, so like not completely taking away like Eureka, because obviously I don't know if we really can, but like only using like the maneuvering when I feel necessary.
Yeah. So I think that the maneuvering should be a tool that we utilize a lot. I wouldn't say just supplement when necessary, but I think it gives the students that foundation that they need to build off of Eureka. And so I think that the lunch is really, really good for Eureka.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm saying like, because I think like the way you're thinking about it is like more general. Like to me, like the launch for Eureka doesn't look the same every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like some launches, they're not beneficial.
Right.
Some of them may, but I just feel like it's based on the lesson. And same thing with the lessons for Eureka. Like some Eureka lessons be like way off. Like they be like, no, our kids is not going to be able to access this. It's not going to help them. But then some Eureka lessons, I think, are beneficial.
Yeah.
I think so that's why I kind of was thinking about the supplementing piece, because it's like if I'm going through and analyzing or internalizing, that's the right word, the lessons, then I know like which lessons can be replaced with maneuvering or replaced with Eureka. I don't know, like
right.
if we like completely adapting like the maneuvering, then it'll be like replacing this maneuvering lesson with Eureka.
Right.
Or if we are still doing Eureka, maybe you replacing a certain Eureka with maneuvering. I don't know. It's up to you.
No, that's exactly how it's supposed to be.
Because I know you was looking at like the exit data, like some exit tickets I get 100%. Some exit tickets I get 96. It just depends on what some exit tickets I get 8.
Yeah,
but it's like that's because there was a lesson where they needed to a little bit more practice,
Yeah.
or they needed like to see it differently. You know, that's just from the past results that we've seen, like exit ticket wise.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's kind of what I was thinking about. So when I'm thinking about like my action step, I don't really want to get like jumbly because I'm like, I'm trying to do timestamps, but I'm like, am I doing timestamps for Eureka or am I doing timestamps for maneuvering?
Yeah.
And I'm like, especially because like maneuvering, especially the lessons that we're doing right now, like multiplying. I got like 10 kids that I already know how to multiply in every class. And I'm like, I don't want to waste time being like, where should the decimal go? And then these 10 kids over here like, what? Girl, we already know how to do this.
But they know how to do it with decimals and things like that? Well, then...
A lot of them was like already like on track before I even taught.
Right. Well, that means that we could like...
The same thing happened today with division too.
They would know how to do it. Well, that's good, but that's still... Well, then that means we can use it to close the gaps for the kids that don't know how to. But what I think would be a best practice is, and it's gonna be an extra lift. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but I think we have to find a way how to integrate it, and like it is a supplemental tool because Eureka is the primary curriculum. However, we should be highlighting which ones are going to be the ones that we know that the kids are gonna need. And so what they'll take means is, let me look at the week ahead. Which lessons can I get rid of? Which lessons do I need to just utilize this material? Which lessons require just the practice problems? But I think that if we utilize maneuvering as our scaffold notes, it'll like accomplish a couple of different things. Because I wrote it over here to the side. So like the objectives for using the maneuver in the middle is to bridge the gap between current student achievement and the rigorous content, right? So it gives us access to everybody. We also are teaching note-taking skills and referencing skills. So not only are we taking these notes, but now we're teaching them, all right, on our notes we said this, I need you to tell me why or be able to use the verbiage to explain it. So that's when we start having that student discourse. You're hearing that academic vocabulary and different things like that because it's literally right there on your notes. In my opinion, if I'm having 6th graders and 5th graders write down notes, it's going to take so much time. You got to talk about how it's going to be structured. You got to talk about how you're going to format the notes. You got to make sure it's neat. You know what I mean? So I think utilizing the guided notes takes away that necessary lift off of it. Then I think the notes also like focus on key concepts and main ideas, rather than having to write every single thing down. And then, what else? But yeah, those are the benefits of that.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think, like I said, we just have to be intentional on what lessons. I think you could, like you said, Eureka has good stuff to utilize. But what I'm looking at is like, what stuff do they need to master the EOM? That's the bottom of the pyramid.
They're not going to master it because all the EOM is Eureka.
Is Eureka, which I care less about.
That's what I'm saying. Everything that's on maneuvering, they're not going to master the topics. They're not going to master the EOM with maneuvering.
But I think so because
it's like on Eureka, the thing about the topics and the lessons is the style of Eureka. The type of question that they're asking is coming directly from their lessons.
Right. Okay. But
like on the topic that they just took, they had the little tape diagram right there. Then they had 6 equations that you had to choose. I'm like, this is all Eureka stuff.
Yeah, but that's why they got to get creative. Like so with Miss Guy, they took a topic quiz today or yesterday, and like the numbers went way up.
What are they learning right now?
They're learning Pythagorean. Well, they have to do the converse of Pythagorean theorem. There was a worksheet aligned straight to it, and they were able to get it. So I think
Yeah.
But then she also had to reference the Eureka material for a certain type of Pythagorean theorem problem that was only on Eureka.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But again, we're starting off with that material, and then she leads over with it.
Picking up where it was needed. Okay.
So let me
I
show
mean,
you.
I'm not in opposition on anything. I just wanted to make sense to me because if it don't make sense, like in my brain, I'm not gonna be able to
Execute it,
right.
yeah. And if it don't make sense to you, then it's not making sense to other teachers. You get what I'm saying? So, and I get that because I'm going to need you to help me roll it out
Because
to
I wanted
5th
to
grade.
be like, okay, this. That's why I was trying to see like, do we need to like supplement or those priorities? 19.
Yes. 59% mastery, and I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, that is.
Compared with that, and then that just not meets is really small. So I think the resource works.
Yeah.
It's just about, I think we were pulling those practice problems. Specifically aligned to whatever you see on your exit.
And what the exit ticket look like?
Oh yeah, because this was the school exit ticket.
Because that was also another thing that I'm like a little bit off about, because like I can't tell what they doing wrong, and then it's kids who don't know how to do it that's getting it right, and that's because it's multiple choice and they just guessing or whatever the case may be. But like I told you, Amir, he literally doesn't even know like 3 times 9. There's no way he got 2.29 times whatever the number was. I'm like on his desk, he can't even set up the problem. So there's no way he got 75% on it.
So he taking a good guess?
Taking a good guess or he cheating. But it's not just him. I'm seeing it like a lot. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's kids like him. I can use him because I literally seen his test. Like, I looked at it and I was like, man. And then I looked at his work and then I was like, see, I need a way where I can see their work. I need a way, which, you know, this could be something like small but big at the same time. But I also don't want it to be like too much because I don't, you know, for like today, Eureka lesson was just one question. It was like, I don't remember the division problem.
And that's why I'm pushing for the exit tickets that we're doing, because I don't think one problem is fair to assess a kid over something they.
Well, you're just trying to see if they know the skill. You're not trying to see if they get it right or wrong.
Yeah, but if we try to, well, I would disagree. I would say we
not
try to
on like this one. I feel like the one that matters is tomorrow.
Because it's what?
Because it's the algorithm.
Okay.
Today was partial quotient, so really, if they could find a strategy, they mastered this ticket. Yeah.
But I'm just thinking if we taught them the strategy from jump, that gives us 2 days now.
2 days to practice.
Hit the practice rather than saying, I'm gonna give y'all this little bit, then I'm gonna give y'all this little bit. But here's the exit ticket from the 8th grade.
I just was wondering. And then I'd be wondering what the Eureka exit ticket look like.
Compared to from that.
Is this the one that was created in Illuminate?
So you know, priority exit tickets are always multiple choice. So I'm not sure where Chelsea got them from, but I'm pretty sure she got them from Illuminate.
Okay. I was just wondering.
I'm not Illuminate, but what I'm trying to say, Mastery Connect.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that she got it, but this is the district, and so the reason I care about the
Mastery Connect is where the exit tickets come from too.
From us, yeah. But the reason I think that these matter the most is because of the test style.
The test they giving is coming from Mastery Connect.
Well, that end is most.
Well, the IAs is Mastery Connect too.
So it's like if I'm teaching my kid weekly, what it looks like when they get into the IAs, when they get to the topic assessment, then they're going to do better just because they're used to seeing the material. But if I'm giving an open response question, I give them one question, and we move on, I really can't get a true indicator of what they got or you know what I mean? Because if I'm giving a kid 4 questions, he may miss the first one but get the other 3 right because of a digit placement or a decimal placement.
I can't tell. That's what I'm saying. I can't tell what they did.
Well, that's going to take us to our next point.
I'm like, all I see is that they chose A.
And so actually, I put down here, we're going to give 4 questions for students in multiple at-bats, and then the questions are various rigorous levels, and then that last point was used to digital academic habits. Okay. So moving forward,
So that'll be like the scratch.
Exactly.
I just getting somewhere.
Yeah, it's gonna take me a little minute to get there, but every exit ticket, all students should have a scratch paper, and they should fold it up into quadrants with their name on that first quadrant, along with their homeroom, and then they need to label and show their work for each problem. That would be a requirement for all teachers. And so there, now we can start analyzing the data, saying, all right, what is the true misconception and things like that. Especially with it being 4 questions, we can highlight the one that they missed the most. We're gonna look at that one and go in from there. So, but yeah, that's the game plan for that. Not only is that, but when they get to the topic quizzes, we should be doing the same thing. Exit ticket. Digital academic habits. And then when they get to the IAs, same thing. They should know by now. We should have them put that muscle memory on them. You should be the first thing you do with a test is you create your digital academic habit paper, or you can say scratch paper, whichever one is better for you. But I put it in the O3 document. But it's the same thing. So with that being said, let's talk about the priorities for your RTIA role. So the 2 biggest priorities that I want us to focus on for you are supporting Ms. Stevens in utilization and alignment of the Eureka and with the maneuver in the middle. So that's why I want to make sure we get clarity around what that should look like or what you see as some best practices. And I think what we can do is after we finish here, take the last few minutes, look at the scope and sequence, and be like, all right, let's see which lessons we're going to use. So we'll do that at the end.
For 6 or 5?
For 6, so that you get practice in it, and then you can take what you do and give it to Stevens.
Okay.
And then the other priority is to create exit tickets that align to the lessons, the scope and sequence for your grade and for 5th grade. So those are going to be the 2 priorities. Questions around that? Thoughts? Or let it process for a minute.
Depends on how long it takes to make the tickets.
Okay.
How I feel about it.
And so we need to do that too. I'll show you what it looked like. So action steps. After this meeting, I would like you to send a calendar invite for a weekly deadline for the exit ticket completion. So if you want to make your deadline every Friday, just send me the calendar invite so that I know at Friday at 12 o'clock I can go in and check the exit ticket and you'll have them done. So you have the autonomy to determine when you want them done. The next one is to connect with Ms. Stevens. On November 5th, we have a PD day. So during that PD, that's when you're really focused on like showing her how you're doing it and how you're doing the things that are planning with the maneuver in the middle. And then the last action step is to create an exit ticket slide for teachers to use daily. The exit ticket slide should have the timer, academic habits, and then it should be fun or cute or something, Like my exit ticket, I always had this little boy thinking, and he had like math behind his head or something, just something cute or some positive note saying you can do it or da-da-da-da. But what I want is to have that, whenever you create, I'm going to share it with everybody. So that'll be the expectation. They need to have that slide during the exit ticket because I want them to treat the exit ticket as a testing environment. And if they're not honoring the testing environment, the expectations are there. This is a level 3 because I want them to take it really, really serious on the exit ticket. Because I'm getting, can I redo it? Can I do this? No. You got to try your first. This is serious. I need you to try the first time. So with that being said, how you feel about those action steps, questions, or clarity?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Please let me know, and if we need to do another, meeting, say, hey, let's set up a time, or stop me in the hallway. Let me know.
I just always get so lost because my RTIA position to me is just not going in the direction that I thought it would at all.
Tell me more.
Well, we're doing this supplemental material. Obviously, that's something that RTIA should think about.
Okay.
So that makes sense to me because Of course, we want to be using materials that's going to help drive the data. That's the whole point here.
Mhm.
Like we're trying to respond to what we see, responding to the intervention. But I guess I don't know. I see. Because I guess eventually she'll be doing it herself. Because I just don't be want. I just don't. When I sign up for like the role, I be like, I'm not trying to do no extra work. I'm already a teacher.
Gotcha.
Like to me, like we already do a lot. So when I be thinking about having to do something else, I'm like, oh.
Gotcha.
So when I guess when I think about when I signed up for the role, I was thinking about doing other people's work, but more so making sure that they doing it with fidelity.
Gotcha.
I see why right now, because like we all got to understand how to do it right now.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
So the biggest lift after you get Carmen on board is going to be the exit ticket. But like I said, I'm gonna show you how to make the exit tickets, and all it is about aligning the standard with whatever is being taught. I showed you a little bit, but I can go more in depth to show you exactly what it should look like. Because
I always think that kind of stuff comes from the teacher. I mean, the standard is easy, but you know, like where your kids are. Because just like the test that you created for me, like the kids wasn't really ready for that one. Because it asked them like it was like half the gallon. Did you see that question?
half the gallon. Then they got 10 gallons.
But they really had to double it. So that made it like a 2-step. And then the next one was kind of like it where they had to subtract. So like all of that was like, oh man, it wasn't really. The only thing we were supposed to be assessing was just multiplying.
The skill.
Was just multiplying decimals. So they kind of just, having that insight. I feel like I won't have that insight.
Why?
On 5th grade.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
I have the insight on my kids, and I know where my kids will be. But I'm saying, like, just like how you created it, and then my kids, they weren't ready for that because we hadn't even talked about like 2 steps.
Gotcha. I think that was a gap on my end, to be honest.
But I think it's going to happen all the time, is what I'm saying, because you're just going based on the standard.
Understand. But I actually looked at the material, but in my head, I said, oh, they should be able to do this. I didn't pay attention to seeing that it said half a gallon, to be honest, because I said, oh, they just need to multiply 10
where they had
by
to compare.
6. Exactly. Well,
so like some of them they had to add, that one they had to add. Then there was another one they had to compare. So I'm like, oh man, this is like a lot of extra things other than multiplying.
Right, but then you consider like for like the comparing one, it was doing the multiplying of the decimal, doing the multiplying, but then seeing what's the difference. So they should know how to find the difference if they know that strategy. And that's the part where I'm trying to say, like, that should be building up.
To me, I feel like the exit ticket should have just been multiplying this.
Just been multiplying.
Because that's the skill that we taught that day. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely. But it's like, how do we still trying to keep that rigor high? And that's how we're trying to get around saying, hey, this is the pivot we making. We are keeping the rigor high. But I completely receive what you're saying.
What I'm saying is, how can we prepare them for that? Because really, we expect them to know, but like staying there with what we saying, like they're not gonna know. Yeah, we
would just have to be more intentional on picking the questions. To be honest, like I said, that half gallon. I definitely on that one because I was like and I think EJ was the one who was like, this says half gallon, but it says 10.
He was the only one that asked me. I ended up looking at it myself later on that day, just trying to look at the data. And I was like, man, this question a whole different stuff. And then I looked at the next one. I was like, wait, this one is too.
But then when I look at maneuvering, I think day 3 was about word problems and how to unpack it. So you get what I'm saying? How it could have built up. So we should have just did multiple. Yeah. But what I'll show you how to just build it. One of the ways.
I'm saying right now, I'm gonna just click on standard. I'm gonna pick 4 questions because I don't want nothing that's gonna take me hours because I already take hours doing my own lessons. So
I got you.
Just planning take hours already. So I'm trying to.
So let's do yours for example. I'm gonna go to the 6th grade math. All these abbreviations confuse me. Confuge. Now I'm Glorilla. All right, so let's see. I said Confuge. Now I'm Glorilla. So let's look next week for yours, right? So lesson 19, I will be able to create and solve real world division problems. NS6 and NS2. Well, if that's real world division problems, then that I know from just looking at that's going to be some word problems, right? So the problems you were telling me about should align. Let me see. Create and solve. So for like this entity,
Go to the topic for me. I just want to see.
this one.
Well,
What you
I'm
want
gonna
me to
leave it alone. How you?
No.
Can we go right here to the assessment? How you do the? So I can try to figure that part out too.
What part you talking about? On the Mastery Connect?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna look here. I'm gonna pull up this lesson.
What's that, Monday?
Yeah, Monday.
That's just dividing whole numbers and then you have to write your answers as a decimal.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it does say expression quotient. But why I say real world problems? I guess
Because they're going to do it through real world problems.
Gotcha.
But the actual answers is just simply dividing and making sure your answer is a decimal.
Gotcha.
So the questions that they asking them are all based on like real world situations where the answer has to be a decimal.
Gotcha.
And so that's pretty much the whole lesson. They're just going through every problem.
See, okay, so this one says, so this is the exit ticket, even though you said express the quotient as a decimal.
Mm-hmm.
This is the exit ticket, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to skip this one. I know that this is what the problems need to look like for 5th grade if I was doing 5th. And then I'm going to go to Mastery Connect.
Probably type in NS2.
I'm going to go to assessments. Well, first I'm going to start at assessments. I'm going to do add assessment. And this one is dividing whole numbers. Exit ticket. I'm going to title it whatever the thing is.
I would probably add in decimal quotient or something.
Divide whole numbers with decimal quotient. Because another thing is, I can put
I put
this.
ET as exit ticket.
Which one? Exit ticket, okay.
I just put decimal quotient ET.
I'm going to do 6th grade.
So, yeah, okay, I got you. That makes sense.
And when you choose the class, when you do 6th grade, yeah, you leave that alone. And then it's going to give you the standards for 6th grade.
Like that.
Yep. And then I'm going to do add. So that first one, I'm going to pull from the exit ticket. So I'm going to author a new one.
Where you at?
That plus sign. What's this NS2?
Mm-hmm.
NS2, you know. I put the standard there, NS2. Then it says, what kind of question?
If they asking A, B, or C.
What? Yep. Mm-hmm. But this is not a multiple choice. This one is going to be closed text. There go the standard, NS2. You know the exact standard where I go. Help me out. What's the exact standard?
I'm going to look. Yeah, that's right.
NS2 what?
B2.
B2?
Mm-hmm. Might be B3.
Now, which one?
Maybe B4.
NSB, let's see.
I think
Divide
it
with
say NS2 on the thing.
Let's see. Interpret and compute quotients, fractions, and solve real problems by fractions. It's not that one.
It'll be B2.
I said NSA1, so it should be.
Should be B2.
But that one just says fluently divide using standard algorithm. It wouldn't be B2 or B3.
The scope says NS2.
So I guess we want to go with that one. Okay, so we'll go with that one.
Let's just look at the questions.
It says author. Insert a picture.
Technically, there's not a such thing as an NS2. That's what that sounds like. It's NSB2.
thing.
What you think? Does that mean that there's not such thing as an NSB2? I mean, an NS2, even though that's what